In 1973, British agent George Smiley is forced into retirement after a spy mission goes very wrong.
There is a mole right at the top of British intelligence.
But George is asked to return to MI6 to hunt down a double agent working for the Soviets at the height of the Cold War.
She had information concerning a double agent.
In pursuit of the rogue spy, George discovers that everyone is under suspicion, even himself, in Tinker Tailor, Soldier Spy.
Next up, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. We've all just seen it, and because I liked it the best of all of you, I'm gonna start. There are many things to like about this movie, from its beautiful set design and costumes, from its impeccable acting, but what I like most about this movie is the drudgery. Now, to me, this feels like the most authentic or close to authentic version of the espionage trade. Granted, that comes from someone whose closest experience with spying is playing GoldenEye on the N64.
I did that.
It's probably the easiest mark for this film to hit is that this is the anti-James Bond, in that it's all about drudgery. It's all about the grind. And it's amazing because it doesn't give you any answers, and it's maddening, it's infuriating, it's perplexing to watch, but I like the way this film makes you work for it. I was with it the entire way.
Yeah, I liked it too. I thought it was a good film. I thought it was a complex film, and it held its cards close to its chest. So you have to really sit and commit about an hour of this film where you don't really know what's going on, and you're not getting any answers for the payoff to even start to unravel.
Well, I'm gonna have to defect. Just a little bit.
Seriously?
When you say the first hour, I think it takes even longer to get to its point. About an hour and 20 minutes, I think, before it really settles down and says, we're gonna finish up the plot. I found it intriguing eventually. I liked where it got to, but I don't think that this is a movie for large audiences. I think it's going to try the patience of a lot of people, and I just can't quite recommend it fully because I don't think it's a picture for anyone other than a very limited audience that likes the British spy thriller.
But don't you think we should be advocating for a film that changes taste? We talk about commercial films a lot on this show, and this is something that resolutely refuses to hew to any of those conventions. There is something beautiful in the way this film traffics in not knowing.
Well, it's a classic whodunit, but in the end, it doesn't really matter who did it. It's those moments in between. It's the character moments. It's the cinematography. It's the art direction. It's
about process.
Yeah, it's just a gorgeous film to look at and experience, and it gives you a lot to think about, but it's not an easy film.
Well, I'm all for films breaking the mold. I have no problem with that aspect. This is the adaptation of a novel by John Le Carré, which is not a self-contained work in the sense that it's the first film of a trilogy. I don't know that there's a commercial aspect of this film that's going to guarantee sequels.
So this film is essentially a remake or a remanufacturing of a miniseries from the 70s starring Alec Guinness, and it seems like the actors in this piece, they have so much meat to work with, they just seem excited every time they come on screen.
The actors give you so much in the few minutes that they're on screen at a time, through facial gestures, through just the way they wear their clothes. It's amazing to watch.
Especially Gary Oldman is very good here. He plays this character, George Smiley, who's an often used character in a lot of John Le Carré novels, and he doesn't rely on flash. He's an actor who can basically just stare at the camera, and it's interesting. He does a lot of that here. There's no high drama, there's no screaming, there's no moments where it's like, this is an actor acting.
The thing is, some time ago, before Control died, he came to me with a similar suggestion. That there is a mole.
Well, the director, Tomas Alfredson, directed Let the Right One In. And this is actually Tomas Alfredson's first English language film. And John Le Carré specifically liked the idea that he wasn't British. He brought a kind of outsider point of view to the film and to the directing of the film.
He does bring a very beautiful look to the film. I have to
Gorgeous.
say that the cinematography is top-notch. I just think it's confusing no matter which way you slice it.
But this is the whole point of the cinematography. Is this whole film is shot with this very murky quality to it, as if you're looking at it through like a veil or even like a fog or a fine mist. That you're peering through characters, you're trying to get access to them, but you're never getting it. You're always kept at arm's length.
I think this is the best designed film that I've seen this year. The combination of production design, art direction, and cinematography, along with the staging. There's this amazing relationship between the choreography of our actors and the choreography of the camera, and it's really successful in this film.
Well, I think we spied this movie from all angles, so let's take it to a vote. Go ahead and grab your tickets. So this film is stubborn, it is perplexing, but there is something to Thomas Alfredson's willful opacity that is wondrous to behold. So see it.
While I'm fine with the movie not tinkering or tailoring itself to massive audiences, it's too confusing for me to tell people to soldier their dollars and spy it in the theater. Stream it.
If you're like my parents who really enjoy British mysteries, you'll find this film to be quite enjoyable. See it.
Well, that is 2.5 tickets for Tinker, Tailor, Soldier, Spy, which makes it a see it.
All right.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers, like for real this time. It makes sense.